Okay, Preeti is here. Yeah. So, who wants to start? Start sharing maybe something.
From Pandi, you can start symbolic.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Hmm.
So I was reading this magazine, All India magazine we have,
Yeah, yeah.
right? So
Hmm.
this is, I think this is of
From the society, Aurobindo
yeah,
society
March
it is.
March 2020,
Yeah.
and the topic was unity in diversity. So that was very
Hmm.
interesting. So what it starts with unity in within oneself. Mother talks about how a lot around the psychic, everything has to be
Yeah.
organized. So their mother says that the outer being is like a crust. In ordinary people, the crust is so hard and thick that they are not conscious of the divine within them. The wall of obscurity, we also realize, that thick wall as if it's there. If once, even for a moment only, the inner being has said, I am here and I am yours,
Correct.
then
Yeah.
it is as though a bridge has been built, and little by little the crust becomes thinner and thinner and thinner until the two parts wholly join and the inner and outer become one. So that I really found that really beautiful, that
Yeah.
one goes deeper and deeper and
Hmm.
begins to hear this voice which
Correct.
actually is not audible, or it's
Yeah,
not
yeah.
a noisy voice.
Yeah.
And the more the being becomes silent, and there is this voice that says that whatever difficulty challenge you might be going through, that I am here, I'm with you. And then mother says that then it's only a matter of time that
Thank-
that distance will kind of
Yeah.
dissolve. Yeah.
Here, that catch point is, even if only once you said, I belong to you, yeah, that is
Yeah.
done.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. Yeah, before this, you
The-
remember the
yeah.
line, huh? This says that once you have turned to the divine, saying,
Mm.
I want to be yours,
Yeah.
and the divine has said, yes, the whole world cannot keep you from it.
Yeah, correct. Even myself, even
Yeah,
ourselves cannot. Yeah.
yes, yes.
You'll be caught. Yeah.
So again,
But it
talking
is a
about
nice
that
thing. Mm.
central surrender,
Yeah.
that the central surrender has been made, the chief difficulty has disappeared. Now it's a
Correct.
matter of time for the
Yeah.
detailed surrender.
Yeah.
Yes.
Sorry.
So
Same thing I
regarding
also. Yeah, yeah. You
yeah,
go. Go ahead. Go ahead.
so regarding this, when mother is saying that they both, I have read this passage and I read this separately, but it came with a new insight. So in a separate passage, she was saying, and she was narrating that the importance. I won't say withdrawal. What she was saying is, when you concentrate, when you meditate, what happens? You are moving inwards. You are moving inwards, and exactly now I get the. It's coming like a picture. That you are moving inwards to listen to this voice, to listen to this inner voice. And here, mother is taking, and there she said that some people feel this extreme need to live within, to hear to that inner voice. And here in this passage, she is saying once both external and internal merges, most probably the next thing will be you don't need to remain, do a separate concentration.
Yes.
And what happens is you can meditate always, which I think we
Yeah.
spoke about in the last session,
Yeah. Yeah.
last day or somewhere else, that
Yeah.
you are always in a meditative state when both
Yes.
these internal and external merges, and there is no separate need for a concentration.
Beautiful. Yes. Yes. Yeah.
So in some people, like people who have this bhakta attitude or this service, they always consider that whatever I'm doing for the divine, or like you serve man in God in
Mm.
some way. Sorry, serve God in man, and this is what they're doing, is they are trying to align their external work with their internal goal
Mm.
at a very basic level in modern
Yes.
terms.
Yes. Yeah.
In one place I read that somebody is asking mother, that mother, what is where I will be comfortable, and comfortable means psychologically. What kind of work should I pick up? And then mother is saying the very reason you are asking this question means you are right now not at the right place. In your current state, you are not at the right place. Current state, there is a conflict in you, and you want to be something else. And it has nothing to do with whether you're doing a spiritual work or what we believe as spiritual work.
Mm.
I have seen writers, I have seen filmmakers or someone else, and they are absolutely sure, irrespective of the success they achieve, that this is what I want to do.
Yes.
I don't
Yes.
want to be something else, irrespective
Yes.
of the success they have achieved. Even in great artists, singers, you will see for a long period they have not achieved success, but they have not stopped
Yeah.
because they know that this is what, I mean, Jagjit Singh, if somebody else, for 15, 16 years, he is just singing in advertisements in Mumbai.
Yeah.
He did not give up because he knew that this is what I want to be. There
Yeah.
was no conflict in him.
Yeah. I think that's really beautiful if one can recognize in oneself, and this is what is unique about each person, that each one of us has a, kind of a psychic need as if to manifest in one way or the other. So that, as mother talks about it, that is the psychic personality. I am sure that is related, because that is something which you want to manifest in this life, and it's beautiful if one can recognize that and walk that path. Otherwise half of the lifetime we end up in confusion, whether I should do what mom and dad are saying, and although those are also phases which are very very necessary for growth. Yeah. I think there, if one falls into that kind of a track, that this is what I want to do, no matter success or failure, then also there is this energy. It's like a self motivation that comes, that yes, I know that this is the path for me, no matter either failure or success I am getting. So there is this self motivation. Then nobody external has to pressurize you to work and kind of live for yourself. You know what to do, irrespective of the failures, difficulties, and all that. That's really nice. You are muted, Chitraji.
Yeah. I also read the same thing actually. Wonderfully, you explained, no, that in Mother wrote in the book Words of Long Ago. Actually, the individual self and the universal self, both are capital or one. In every word, in every being, in everything, in every atom, it is the divine presence, and man's mission is to manifest it. Same thing you told, no? In order
Mm,
to do that, he must become conscious of this divine presence within him. Some individuals must undergo a real apprenticeship in order to achieve this.
yeah,
Their egoistic being is too all absorbing, too rigid, too conservative, and the struggles against it are long and painful. Others, on the contrary, who are more impersonal, more plastic, more spiritualized, come easily into contact with the inexhaustible divine source of their being.
yeah,
But let us not forget that they too should devote themselves daily, constantly, to a methodical effort of adaptation and transformation so that nothing within them may ever again obscure the radiance of that pure light.
yeah, yeah.
Then she brought out the point, same thing, no, that prayers and meditations, I asked you, no, for clarification, same points are here. But how greatly the standpoint changes once we attain this deeper consciousness. How understanding widens, how compassion grows. On this, she quoted a sage actually. On this, a sage has said, I would like each one of us to come to the point where he perceives the inner God who dwells even in the vilest of human beings. Instead of condemning him, we would say, arise, O resplendent being, thou who art ever pure, who knowest neither birth nor death, arise, Almighty One, and manifest thy nature. So we discussed in prayers and meditation. Mother told even you explained that actually.
Yes, yes.
Mm.
Even those people who may
Mm.
at the moment seem hostile to thy will, they are
Mm.
also,
Yeah,
divine.
they have that divinity. Yeah.
Yes. So
Then
mother
very
was sharing that
yeah.
she was able to see that divinity there.
Mm. Then very beautiful lines she wrote about that inner Godhead. The mother is telling, for the inner Godhead never imposes herself. She neither demands nor threatens. She offers and gives herself, conceals and forgets herself in the heart of all beings and things. She never accuses, she neither judges, nor curses, nor condemns, but works unceasingly to perfect without constraint, to mend without reproach, to encourage without impatience, to enrich each one with all the wealth he can receive. She is the mother whose love bears fruit and nourishes, guards and protects, counsels and consoles. Because she understands everything, she can endure everything, excuse and pardon everything, hope and prepare for everything, bearing everything within herself. She wants nothing that does not belong to all. And because she reigns over all, she is the servant of all. That is why all, great and small, who want to be kings with her and gods in her, become like her, not despots, but servitors among the brethren. So,
Yeah.
how beautiful is the humble role of servant, the role of all who have been revealers and heralds of the God who is within all of the divine love that animates all things. This
Mm.
remind me, you told no, whatever be the feelings, you be with that and surrender. Yeah,
Mm.
because she accepts everything that inner
Yeah.
God.
Yeah.
Nothing is, I mean,
Yeah.
left. Very beautiful, these
Yeah.
things.
Beautiful.
Hmm. To achieve this total self consecration, all means are good, all methods have their value. The one thing needful is to persevere in our will to attain this goal.
Yeah.
For then, everything we study, every action we perform, every human being we meet, all come to bring us an indication, a help, a light to guide us on the path. Same thing you read about, no? Same
Yeah.
conclusion. It's
Yes.
like that
Yes.
only, yeah. How beautifully she explains, no?
Mm.
Actually,
Yes.
this is the speciality of mother and Shelby.
Yeah.
One sentence, I think I would not even a sentence, a phrase I would say from Savitri, and it links to Monica ji what she said that we end up searching in our life. And Sri Aurobindo here says from Savitri, our life a vague experiment. It's a vague experiment that we are doing.
Mm. It's really amazing, Savitri, uh, no matter what experience we are going through, we find it there. It's really like almost like magic, how he has compiled up the whole human experience into one book almost seems impossible. And as mother says, whenever you are going through anything, just open a page and read a few lines and you will be light again. That's really beautiful. Thank you for sharing.
I would share, I knew somebody and
Yeah.
as a part of a center abroad. And so we were discussing what happens like this satsang. So we were discussing, and that what do you do if you are not well? What do you do if you are sad? And so this Didi, lady, when I am sad, what will I do? I will read Savitri.
Good one.
She spoke so spontaneously that I still remember.
Yeah, that's really nice. It really helps because today I was reading this thing where it was mentioned about forgetfulness. That so when I am sad, obviously in that moment I am identifying with the moment of life. For example, I am identifying that, oh my God, this sadness is so heavy, right? And in that I forget my truest essence. So I read something where Sri Aurobindo talks about this forgetfulness, that the universe has manifested only because of the forgetfulness. So that was really very interesting, because not to take, that if I am forgetful, I am a sinner, because the mother says that the universe will not be there if not for this forgetfulness. So that I want to share. It's like, yeah. So here Sri Aurobindo says that one has forgotten, and that due to this separation of Sat, Chit, Ananda, the separation, they have kind of separated from each other. Due to this separation, forgetfulness comes. Hmm? And forgetfulness of what one is, who we all know in theory that we are divine beings, we are limitless beings, in theory only, but we forget, we forget. The situations become too overpowering over us. One thinks oneself to be somebody. You see anyone at all, a boy, a girl, a man, a woman, we identify ourselves in these roles, tightly kind of limiting ourselves. A dog, a horse, anything. One believes oneself to be all this instead of thinking oneself as the divine. So this is the forgetfulness. And that is why the manifestation can happen, right? That is why all the mistakes and the wrongdoings can happen, because of that forgetfulness. Because, Sri Aurobindo continues, because in fact, if one had continued thinking oneself as the one divine, there would have been no universe at all. You know, because if this forgetfulness doesn't happen, how would the role arise? Just like, when an actor is there, he has to forget for the time that he's the actor. He has to merge in that role. And then, so for me this was really beautiful, because we find ourselves, especially reading all this spiritual literature, many a times this feeling of guilt and shame, that oh my God, I have done this bad, how can I be so bad, and being a sinner comes. While that is the very adventure, being a sinner is the very adventure. And then further it says that the phenomenon of separation seems to be indispensable for the universe to be there. No? And further, Sri Aurobindo continues, but when we re-establish this unity, so for example, I was one and now I have become many. No? In oneness, I was not able to know myself. In now manyness, and now rediscovering that oneness from that manyness, now it will be a different game. It's almost like, if you know about that prism, if you shine the light, white light through one end, like 7 different colors come out. And if the prism wasn't there, the separation will not be visible. And now only through this separation a scientist can understand each and every color, although knowing that it's coming from that one only. So mother says that now if we re-establish this unity, that yes, I am the divine, owning all the multiplicity, owning all the feelings, emotions, everything, then we have a unity of higher quality, which knows itself. That unity knows itself. then I will not be making a distinction between a criminal and myself. Then I'll not be making a distinction between a saint and myself, because I know that all is one through experiences, through separation. So that really was very interesting. That really stuck me. Yeah. Yeah, Jishnuji, you wanted to share?
No, this is very important what you shared, and if you see the source, it will be nice. I also want to know the source about this. But what happened is, here what Sri Aurobindo is saying, it reminded me very much what Sri Ramakrishna used to say. Sri Ramakrishna used to say that this nature, what we see around, as you said, this singing or the concept, he said, all this is created by nature, and this is the play of nature. And nature wants her play to continue.
Yeah.
Because this is the old concept of moksha and nirvana or mukti. So he said, if everybody becomes attains moksha, or everybody becomes mukt purush, then this play will not continue, which is exactly what Sri Aurobindo said and you recounted to us. Then the play will stop. And that is why Mother Sri Aurobindo came for this integral yoga, that the nature, if you read in the later parts, I think 1950s, then Mother described that incident where, and she said, today nature collaborated with me.
Yes, yes, yes.
Nature understood our plan, and she understood that we are not here to fight her away, but she will be more manifested in her greater grandeur. And she
Yeah.
said it was a beautiful experience.
Yeah.
And then she goes on to describe how she heard the musical notes in the occult sphere, and she said hundreds of Beethovens playing in orchestra, not one. That was the joy that nature poured, and she said that was the moment when nature collaborated.
Yeah.
So it's very interesting what you shared, because it's from the part of, if we see the spiritual history, this what Sri Aurobindo is saying, to some extent what Sri Ramakrishna spoke in very simple terms, that the concept of unity or the concept of forgetfulness, because of this nature or this world was created. And then Mother Sri Aurobindo progressed, and they said that there is, you don't need to forget, you can be conscious and you can be in this world and play your role which divine wants you to play. You
Mm.
don't need to go away from anywhere, or
Yeah.
you don't need to go away to anywhere,
To anywhere.
specifically
Yeah.
to anywhere, because there was one British Buddhist. He said that I went to Himalayas, I went to Tibet to meditate, and then I saw, oh, it's the same mind. My mind is the same, whether I am in London or I am in Tibet, my mind is the same. So it is something else that I have to change.
Yeah.
Yeah, change of place is important. Things are important, external circumstances, but we have the same mind.
Yeah. I think Kabir talks a lot on this, that, even when you go to the forest, even when a sadhu goes to the forest, the mind stays with him. It will keep on bothering. So, yeah, Kabir talks a lot in his bhajans about this.
Yes. And that is why if you see Kabir, Tulsidas, Sri Aurobindo, they did not go anywhere. They went at a place till they knew. Once they knew who they were, they did not go anywhere.
Yeah,
Even Ramakrishna Dev, once he knew who he was in Dakshineshwar, he did not go anywhere. Okay, some pilgrimage he would have gone, but not
yeah,
to me. He
yeah,
knew whatever has to be done, people will come and teach me.
yeah,
Same, even with Sri Aurobindo, what happened is one a very small incident, but very significant. He said that time he used to meet people. So he said, I was sitting in that old ashram, that which is now stamp department. He used to stay there. Most probably he was staying there, and he said, I was contemplating on a problem, that I mean about his mind, and he had the teacup in front of him. He had the saucer and the teacup. And he said, one person, of course, he was a yogi, he was passing through there. I forgot whether he told his name or not, I forgot. He said he walked into the ashram, he came up, he took the cup like this, emptied it, and kept. So the secret was that you empty your mind first.
yes, yes,
And he said that he understood, this person understood that this is what is required. He came in, he showed me, and he went away.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, that he was a sannyasi. He used to roll from Pondicherry to Tiruvannamalai, Tiruvannamalai to Pondicherry, back. He used to do that, it seems. One day he went inside Shirbindo's
Okay.
room. Yeah, that he was a sannyasi. Some name is there. And all of the talk I heard about it actually.
Yeah, Ramkumarji, Preeti, would you like to share anything?
No, I'm in completely listening mode. But just one thing. The story which he was telling now. So that guy, that the sannyasi came randomly, emptied the cup, and then went away. Is that what happened?
Yeah, yeah,
That's
yeah,
right. That's
yeah.
right.
Okay,
That's,
okay, amazing.
I mean, he must have sensed that Sri Aurobindo was trying to solve that problem. He must have sensed
Okay,
it. And that is
okay,
exactly what Sri Aurobindo said, that the teacher came on his own, he said.
okay, okay, okay. Nice, beautiful story.
See, if there is a saying, that you get many teachers, Guru mile anek, chela na mile ek. There are many teachers, but you don't get a proper student. What happens is, I think in say Upanishad there was one person who had 23 gurus. 23 gurus means he met the ants and he said, I can learn perseverance from the ant. I can learn concentration from someone. I can learn persistence from tortoise. And that is what even spiritual seekers or they are saying, that if your seeking is right, if you know what you are seeking, if you know what your goal is, it may take time, it will be difficult, but you will reach the goal sooner or later. Even very simple terms, Sri Ramakrishna Dev also said that suppose you want to go from, and this is in respect of Calcutta, he said you want to go from Calcutta to Jagannath Dham, Puri. You don't know the road, but you really genuinely want to go. So what will you do? You will take the road and you will ask someday, you will ask somebody, and then what will happen is first you may go on a different side, but then slowly you will somebody will tell you if you are mistaken, somebody will tell you that you are mistaken, and ultimately you will be in right path and you will go. That is the thing. If your seeking is right, if you genuinely want, if somebody is sincerely seeking, he will get the answer through different ways. I'm sure every one of us here, through big and small means, have received some indication. Some quote, some conversation, something in the television, radio. I have heard people, they have gone to bookstore and Sri Aurobindo and mother or their own path. Their books have fallen on their head, and they said that there was no reason to. It fell on my head. Somebody will give you a book or a quote. If somebody is sincere, is seeking is sincere. That's how I
Yeah,
see.
yeah, very true. I think that's how pain and suffering when they come in our lives, that's how they create this intensity in us, because then you are kind of hurt from here and hurt from there and hurt from all the sides, and then this intensity kind of begins to spring up, which is usually on a normal day to day level. It's not there. Just like Sri Aurobindo says in Savitri also, this pain is the hammer of the gods to break this dread mortal resistance in the mortal heart. Yeah. So we all have this resistance, and thankfully for all the challenges and difficult people and all that in our life, then only we begin to seek. Most of us, we begin to seek only then. So that comes as a help in disguise.
Like that, he told, no, you told Vishnuji actually about the books. Once it happened to me actually. I used to go to ashram monthly once from Chennai. With my husband only I will go, whether like it or not. He used to accompany me actually, but I can't get many books and all because there are restrictions are there. So that Deepthi publications is there, no, near that meditation hall. Sadhana, the Shraddhalu's mom, used to sit. I used to talk to her. She used to be very friendly. And she asked me to buy that 4 volumes, that how they came to Mother and Shirbindo. It is during 99, 2000, I think so. I said I had money, but I was afraid. My husband was nearby, so I told her I don't have money. I can't buy. No, you take the books whenever you find money. You send me, no problem. She told. I can't refuse.
Wow, wow.
That came to me really. This is all we can't say no how it will come.
Yes.
So the next step I put in this path, actually, those how they came to Mother and Sherbindo, those Sadak stories I read.
Ah,
Then of course I sent the money through money order, and she signed and sent me the acknowledgement. I kept that acknowledgement till today as a valuable.
yes.
Really. Even I didn't, I told her they lie actually. I don't have money because I was afraid about my husband.
Mm, mm,
It's a true experience of mine.
yeah, beautiful. So then
What are those books, Chitraji?
yeah,
How
The
they
books,
came
name of
to
the.
Mother and Sherbindo, about that Shyamala, no? She used to write all the experiences of the sadhaks. Four
Okay.
volumes are there actually.
What is the name of the book?
How they came to
Yeah.
Mother and
Oh, the
Sherbindo.
name
Yeah,
itself is it?
title
Okay.
itself. Yeah, title itself it is.
Okay. Okay.
All the main first they will start with Nolinikant Gupta, Champak Lal, and even Nirodha's experience are there, and all other sadhaks also. There are four
Okay.
volumes. Four volumes
Okay.
are there. Yeah.
yeah. So I'll maybe share something more. So this is again it's the same magazine from Collected Works of Mother, Volume 5, and Mother talks here about when we are going to enter an argument. So Mother says, if you are beginning an argument, keep quiet immediately, instantaneously. You must be silent, say nothing at all, and then try to see the thing as the other person sees it. That won't make you forget your own way of seeing it, but you will be able to put together both of them, your point of view, the other person's point of view. And there you will truly have made a progress, a real progress. Now, here, I was just reflecting upon it, that why is it called as a progress? That because we were just talking earlier that who we are truly, who we are in our truest essence is that infinite, that limitlessness. And what we do when we forget is that we bind ourselves to this limited opinion. So I have, kind of become stuck in my opinion. We all do that. And the moment, if I'm able to do that in any situation, then immediately I'm able to expand that horizon, expand that limit that I put on myself. And there I made a progress towards understanding my own limitlessness. So I am actually, from a limited domain, I am moving towards limitlessness. So this opinion is also okay, and that one is also okay. And that reminded me of how Sri Aurobindo has, in the synthesis of yoga, for example, he has synthesized, harmonized all the kind of yogas. He's just talking about each and every importance, each and every yoga in their own accord. He's not negating anyone. He's not saying that this is completely bad, that is completely bad. He's picking out a part of truth from every yoga, and then he's kind of synthesizing it. So that kind of takes us towards our own expansion, which is actually our true nature. Our true nature is not limitedness, our true nature is expansion. And that's why, circles like this also, they help us understand that, okay, this can be thought from this area, okay, that can also be said, that can also be said. And all of them are have some point of truth to them. So that was very interesting, that why is it called then progress when I'm able to understand somebody's point of view. And mother says along with that would not make you forget your own way of thinking. You don't have to abandon that. Yet you will be able to see that you will be able to step into other person's shoes too. Yeah. And then further, 3 lines mother shares more, that in all that you do together with others, if you do not agree, take it as a divine grace, a marvelous opportunity given to you to make a progress. Kabir also says, nindak niyare rakhiye, angan kuti chhawaye. Keep your criticizers along with you, because they are the ones who will be helping you to expand, and not get trapped in a limited kind of point of view. Yeah. And that's really beautiful that more so in our families we find these people who are, even our spouses, our siblings, our parents, they are our biggest critics, not our friends. Friends are the ones who are kind of, they are one with us. But the family, the blood relations or people who we live with, yeah, kind of, divine comedy almost.
Then also you told, no, you have to be very truthful to your inner calling. This also I read in this book, Words of Long Ago. She's continuing with that. Mother is telling actually either he about the person who has found out his inner strength, either he takes his desires for realities, that is, he overestimates his present strength and capacity and imagine that he is capable of immediately assuming a place and a role which he can honorably fulfill only after many years of methodical and persevering effort. Okay, next point is coming as she's telling, or he underestimates his latent powers and deliberately confines himself, in spite of his deeper aspirations, to a task which is far beneath his abilities and which will gradually extinguish within him the light that could
Beautiful,
have shone for others. Yeah.
beautiful, beautiful,
Mm.
beautiful, beautiful.
It
Yes,
is.
that's very, very important. Once you
Yeah.
get in touch with it, it's
Mm.
very important to now
To
manifest it
manifest.
out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Very, very
Beautiful.
beautiful. Yes. Yesterday also you told about it, I think.
Yes,
In
yes. I think
Savitri lines.
Savitri,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, Savitri. Yeah.
Preeti, would you like to share anything?
Interesting. Nice to hear.
Hi, Preeti.
Actually, I'm listening.
Acha, acha.
Mm.
Yeah, okay. Then I'll share something. So again, this unity in diversity. Again, the same theme is going on. Here, Mother talks about illusion of a separate personality. So Mother is sharing, you must go deep, deep within and find the eternal essence of your being to know the creative reality in yourself. Just like as you were sharing, Chitraji, being in touch with your inner truth so that life can become a continuous unfoldment. There are no already known. Everything is not in the known. It's like you are charting an unknown territory. So there is a creative reality in that, right? And there you begin to know the creative reality in yourself. And once you have found that, you will realize that it is one single thing, the same in all others. That connects us, universality is there. And so, where is your separate personality? Nothing is left any longer. So, Mother is sharing that once you discover this deep, deep, deep part of you, which is creative unfoldment of life, this inner truth, you will see that this inner truth is there in each one of us, in their own unique manner. So, where is your separate personality? Then everything is, you are on the same ground as the other person. There is no higher, lower pedestal. There are no pedestals. And when we just remain on the surface level, the outer personality, there we always see that everything is separate. That person is very, very different from me. That person is very different from me. But once we get in touch with the deeper essence and allow its unfoldment, then there is this oneness we can kind of sense. And this also reminds me of mother's own life. I'm sure the rest of you who have read more would share much better. That even mother, when she used to have these dreams about Sri Aurobindo, she, although she is the divine mother, yet life is still a mystery for her. Life is still an unfoldment for her. She does not know that that's Sri Aurobindo. That's the beauty. That's the beauty of this unfoldment. So mother is in touch with the inner truth. She's having all these dreams and all that, but she has no idea what is to happen in future. That the ashram will develop or not develop. It was a continuous process of unfoldment even for her. So there, I think that is the beauty of this.
Yeah, that is
Yeah.
the speciality of the earth actually.
Hmm.
Anyone in even Avatara, if he comes to earth, that will be, I mean, the mysterious thing only. That will
Yeah.
unfold very slowly. Yeah, that is
Yeah.
the speciality of earth.
Yes, yes. Even, I this reminds me of this story of Avatar Meher Baba.
Mm.
And
Mm.
the story is really horrible, how at one point of time he was just going almost mad. He was banging his head on the walls. So there he did not know that he was the Avatar. So
Mm.
that's the, again, the divine comedy that yes, this is to happen, but all the mystery should also, the plot should also be very mysterious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I heard the story about Rama also like that actually. He used to lament and he used to cry to his brother Lakshman about Sita. But at the same time, that Bharadwaj ashram, no, the Bharadwaj Muni, he used to feel some peace. Immediately he saw Rama. But he couldn't, I mean, connect with that personality actually. Well, at one face he is crying about Sita, and another face immediately everyone feels the peace around Rama. So that is the beauty. Earth is the beautiful place like that. We all, as you said, no, all emotions are allowed. All
Mm.
emotions. We can't judge because he is crying. Already he is divine actually.
Yeah.
But yeah, he has to.
Yeah, it's very true what Chitradi said about Sri Ram. I mean, we think that because they are divine, they have no emotions. Even Sri Aurobindo, they said that once he went um, to drop his sister at station at Pondicherry, an evening talks it is there, and then somebody asked that you still have so much emotions left, and he said, why will not I have emotions? And same, not only this example, many other places. We all know the name of Shahana Devi, probably we know. And she was a great disciple, a great singer. Tagore loved her very sincerely, and she was one of the very first lady inmates of the ashram. And she has beautiful letters. It's both in English and Bengali, I have read. And there I see that she is lamenting, she is crying like a child to Mother and Sri Aurobindo and asking about her personal problems, her difficulties, opening herself transparently to Sri Aurobindo. Whereas at the same time, she is writing letters to leading intellectuals and intellectuals like Rabindranath Tagore or somebody very senior in Shantiniketan or other. And there I see a different personality, the wisdom, the wise self, the philosopher self of her coming. And not only this, even if we see the life of Swami Vivekananda, if we read, I mean, we all know that he was considered as a great rishi, everybody knew. Among his brother, I mean brothers means Guru Bhai, among his Guru brothers, they used to consider him after Sri Ramakrishna. And he was pained by human emotions. His One of his sisters passed away. He cried like a child. He used to feel the pain of other people. Yet, and he is saying, like Chitradi said, that like Sri Ram, who is lamenting, he was lamenting about the country. He is lamenting about himself. He used to say what Ramakrishna Dev said, so many things. I am not able to realize that whatever whatever he said, is it true? And his Guru Bhais are saying he is looking for Shiv, and we can see that the Lord Shiva is in him. Is he not able to see? So it's very beautiful what Chitradi said from the Valmiki Ramayana, that when the divine takes the human form, he also takes part of the human emotions.
I think that really helps. These stories really help because at one point of time, uh, many a times reading and hearing about these spiritual stories, not these stories, the spiritual domain, one feels like, oh my God, why do I have still these emotions? Why are they not gone away? And the thing is that they would never ever go away. One cannot, because otherwise the taste of life, the rasa of life is through these colors only. So yes, you one may begin to have mastery over those emotions. That's a different thing. But if one feels like a sinner having those emotions and all these things, and that becomes even a bigger trap, that oh my God, I should not have be having these emotions, and they are still there. And then once these movements are there, instead of letting them be, you begin to fight against them. Why is anger still there? Why is jealousy still there? While on the other end, I can say to myself, okay, I am a human being, they can just stay in this presence, and I just do whatever I love to do. That does not define me. And these beautiful stories that you are sharing, of Swami Vivekanand and Shahana Devi, on one side such a beautiful light that they are sharing with the world, and yet they are also pained by emotions. I think this is so beautiful, that we don't have to shun the darkness away. The darkness has its own purpose, it will carry on, but the light also needs to be manifested and expressed and shared, in its fullness. So that really makes us very grounded, that it's okay to be human. We don't have to die striving towards divinity. Yeah, one step at a time.
Yeah. Even Dilip Roy, we all know that he had great difficulties about his faith on Sri Aurobindo. I mean, he used to
Ah,
ask him so many questions. I mean, all the letters of yoga, major chunk is written to Dilip Roy. So he used to ask questions, he used to pester him, difficulties with his faith. And then he said, when he is himself having difficulties with his faith, he said some princess, some Indian princess from a native state, princely state, she had come to Pondicherry and she expressed some confusion, or she expressed some disbelief about this divine or other things. And Dilip Roy said that I spoke so spontaneously to her, so strongly and spontaneously, that she said that you have saved my life. And then Dilip
mm,
Roy himself is writing to Sri Aurobindo, he is saying, I who am so imperfect, I who have so many difficulties with my own faith,
yeah,
did I do the right thing? Am I lying to him? I mean, we all know, right? I mean, we are all speaking here, but we all have imperfections. So Dilip Rai is also, somebody like Dilip Rai is also saying, am I lying to this person? Then Sri Aurobindo is saying, no, it is your true self who is speaking, who
yeah,
spoke spontaneously. And all these doubts and depression are clouds. They are like
yeah,
clouds. But
yeah,
your true self is aware, that has the complete perfect faith, and that self spoke. There is
beautiful,
no confusion, there is no lying, no problem there.
beautiful, beautiful. Yeah. On this, I would like to maybe share this something on inner confusion and disorder. It's just right there in front of me. Whatever Jishnuji was sharing, almost there only. So again, it's the mother, and she shares, we can never know things even with the widest vision, even with the widest vision, because there is no limit to the wideness, right? So we can never know things, even with the widest vision. We can know things only very, very partially. Very partially. Okay. So our attention is drawn this way and that, and still other things are also there. There are many, many things which we cannot see. Yes, and then mother is saying that when you are assailed by the vision of such disorder and confusion, you have to do only one thing: to enter into the consciousness where you see only one being, one consciousness, one power, single unity. That's where in the prayers and meditations, whenever mother is going through confusion, she says that yes, all this is there, and yet I dive into thee, I plunge into you, and there is stillness, there is calm. So mother shares this image, if I'm not wrong, this that there is this ocean, and once one plunges deep down in the ocean, on the top there are turbulent waves. Yes, they are there. But yet, at the same time, I can also delve deeper, and there I see the calm is also there. So I rest in that calm, I rest in that stillness. So that is what Mother is sharing. And all our insignificant visions, knowings, and judgments, all that is mere nothing. It is microscopic in comparison with the consciousness with a capital C, presiding over all. So this is, that we can tap into this calm and stillness and peace, no matter in whatever plunge of confusion we can be at any moment of time. And confusion happens, difficulty happens. More often than not, it happens. We are not mostly in a divine remembrance. We are mostly in a forgetfulness. And that's why this really helps, that no matter how many sins I may have done, I can still tap into that unity, tap into that oneness and faith. And there once one is revived again, as if the battery is recharged. Yeah.
Another story also, mothers. Maybe you've heard from Alokda's talk. One lady, young lady, she lost her husband actually. She came to mother to meet mother after that great loss. Mother never told, I mean, all philosophies and all, it seems. Not Anityam Asukam, not Gita's verse. She also had tears in her eyes.
Yeah.
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 She hold her hand and asked that lady, "You want to see your husband? He is with me."
Mm.
That lady never expected that actually.
Beautiful.
She felt, I mean, all her grief went away that minute actually.
Beautiful. 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 Yeah.
She is with our emotions. That is the mother, really.
Yeah. And
She is always with our emotions.
this is the
Yeah.
embrace of all emotions. So,
Mm.
the mother did not say that, oh my God, grief is not allowed. Grief is not allowed. You cannot, you have to progress, you have to progress. She did not say that. And that loving presence of the mother,
Yeah.
that is just enough. That yes, grief is there and he is also fine. Beautiful.
And that consciousness also in one Ramana Maharishi, no, he used to tell if anybody came and told him about the family problems, big crisis, everything, you just imagine Lord alone exists. Lord alone exists.
Mm,
That is the only solution.
yeah, yeah,
So every time I used to tell like that, mother and master is there, mother.
yeah,
That is the real, yeah, real
yeah,
solution. Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, because we see, that if we try to put 2 plus 2 together in life,
Mm,
it
yeah,
never becomes
it will
4.
never happen.
It's not
Yeah,
4.
no,
And we are never able to connect these
no,
dots,
yeah,
even when we go through relationship challenges, family issues, and all these,
yeah.
we are never able to put 2 and 2 together. It's not a possibility. So mind has to surrender ultimately. There's no way to go. Yeah,
Then only after a long time, yeah, I mean, I'm able to realize, okay, this is the beauty of the life, all the struggle.
beautiful.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah. Okay, so any concluding remarks from anyone?
I think including
I think he got just disconnected. Yes.
Mm.
Yeah.
yeah, the sorry, I got logged off. The concluding remarks will be that the of the book.
Yes, Jishnuji.
Yeah, the concluding remarks we should remember the title of the book by MP Pandit, Life Beautiful. That we should remember. Try to remember. I would say not remember, but try to remember. That will be very important for us.
Thank you. Okay, thanks everyone. Thank you.
Nice, very nice today's
Thank
session.
you.
Yeah.
Bye. Bye.
Thank
Thank you all for
thank you very
joining.
much. Yeah, thank you.